wow. Just wow. There are some trolls out there who gets all these high amounted views just, because they say shit and want to bring them all into their so-called world of hate. So, they could just make up a bunch of mindless videos and people will just bring more views into them. I'm not gonna bring up this person, but it's pretty obvious that this troll has basically failed in his entire fucking argument that he made two videos on. Count them. Two. Two waste of my fucking time videos. And all he did was basically bitch about people who were mad, still mad about Microsoft's DRM, and then said that we need to stop acting like bigots or in a way and overlook them. First of all, um, acting like bigots or not able to see past the DRM. If you looked at the DRM, and I've said this in a couple of videos before, it was basically, Microsoft's DRM was basically control. That's basically what it was. They wanted to control the consumer on every aspect of what they were doing with their console. And there was no free will. It was basically you do what we tell you, and if you have any objections, fuck off. And Microsoft turned it back, and for good reasons. Most of you don't know this, but Microsoft's day one launch consoles were not selling. It took them 3 weeks to finally get those things to finally sell out. And here's what happened: they removed the DRM. Basically, in those three, and I think the 3 weeks or 2 weeks period. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks. But anyways, Microsoft just couldn't get those day one consoles out, or at least those pre-orders out. No one was pre-ordering the Xbox One except maybe a few people who were, well, butt fucking idiots. And it was not just the DRM that was the problem. It's also the Kinect needing to be on, and not very many games needed to be connected. Not very many games that utilize the Kinect, but yet the Kinect must always be on, and we can't shut it off, or we can shut it off according to what Microsoft says we can do with it, but it must always be faced on us, and there's just really no way of knowing what the hell the Kinect is doing at all. So yeah, that's a problem, Microsoft. That's a serious fucking problem, and they're still not clear on that. And just to let you know, Microsoft has not gotten rid of that Kinect problem. So it's not just the DRM; it's also certain privacy concerns. But then this troll basically brought up two arguments. One is Halo 5, which, by the way, is not going to be a launch title. That's right. That preview they showed on Halo 5 is not going to be a launch title because they've already gone through Halo 4. There's no point in making Halo 5 and just bringing it out right now, back to back like that. It's just not good business sense. So it's not going to be a launch title, and I don't think Sunset Overdrive is going to be neither. I could be wrong about that, though. In fact, there's a few games that they announced that aren't going to be launch titles. Of course, this person's making all these videos saying, "Oh, but Nintendo's got all these games, and wait until 2014, fail, fail, fail." Well, Microsoft's kind of doing the same goddamn thing. Wait until after launch. Yeah, they had more games, but they didn't really have very many good exclusives, and most of their exclusives were just brand new titles. Yeah. In that Titanfall game, like I said, and I will repeatedly say this, wait a while, and it will be on the PS4. If you don't want to wait a while, it's going to be on PC and Xbox 360 if you got those two. There's really no point. And of course, putting it on the 360 was a brain dead move. Not good, Microsoft. Not good. If you wanted to get it people to play it, yes, maybe have it on PC, but also have it on your Xbox One. You do not put it on your Xbox 360 because most of the people are going to buy that version. They're not going to buy the Xbox One version. This has been a problem about 100 times over. Now, why are people still mad about the DRM? Well, like I said, it's a form of control. And it was going to be controlled. And a lot of people are going to be upset with it still. Some of these people are actual Xbox fans, or I guess we can call them ex Xbox fans. And some of those will probably forgive Microsoft about maybe a year or 2 years given. But by 2 years, they've long since forgiven Microsoft and go back to Xbox. There's a good chance that there will be a good handful of them who will probably never forgive because Microsoft did kind of show the true colors to them. And some people, not everybody, are going to be in the unforgiving mood, like me. I never been with Xbox, and I'm not a PlayStation fanboy because I've hated the PlayStation 3. I'm getting the PS4, but I've never touched that PlayStation 3. I never touched any of the fucking Microsofts. I hate pretty much Microsoft's corporation because they kind of fucked me over on money. I know they're going to say that's irrelevant, but with these trolls, I've even got into a personal conversation with a guy where I basically said I had a massively abusive biological father, which is true. I'm not lying about that. The man was a piece of shit, and who basically liked to get massively drunk and hit small children and women who were weaker than he was. That was his way of solving arguments because, hitting people that are weaker than you was a great problem solver. And of course, most of the trolls just kept saying, well, that's just irrelevant. No shit. No duh. I mean, not no duh. Basically, yeah, it is relevant in any person's life because that shit sticks with you for life. There's no fucking getting rid of it. It's in your past and it happened to you. And it was the reason why I got adopted was because of that dumb son of a bitch of a father of mine. My entire life took an entire 360 U-turn because of his poor decisions on how to raise children and to basically take care of his own wife. Yeah, that's how that happened. But anyways, my adoptive mother did set up a small company for internet helping and to basically help people get on the internet and even help build web pages. Let's just say it happened during the time when Microsoft basically took over the internet, and a couple of years from then, Microsoft would pretty much be up for its monopoly trial. They basically fucked us out of a shitload of money with that entire front page caboclo. Yeah, front page, that program. We didn't get a cent back from that piece of shit. In fact, we were really screwed badly. It didn't kill our company, thankfully, but we didn't get a penny back at all, and Microsoft basically fucked us. After that, I basically said I'm not dropping another penny to Microsoft ever again. Those bastards pretty much taken money from me and my mother, and they've never returned it for the shitty job of what they did with front page and so much other shit they left us in. But anyways, back to the other things that this guy brought up. Mass I don't care about the whole Master Chief being in his little sombrero, whatever, little hooded brown thing. Um, yeah, I pretty much thought it was stupid since he is wearing a giant power suit, but I didn't give a shit. But then again, this guy went on and say, well, there was a game that had Mega Man who was in this power suit and he was in pain. And yeah, here's the difference. And I had to look this up, but anyways, Master Chief is a genetically engineered human in a power suit. A genetically engineered human who can do something like take his power suit off and walk around butt ass naked. Mega Man, I didn't have to research shit about this guy because I've been playing his games forever. It's a fucking robot. And you know that skin and that armor on him, even with Mega Man X? That's his fucking skin. You know, take that off, and then all of his circuits will be exposed. Master Chief takes off his suit. That's just flesh. You can walk around in the desert butt fucking naked or just in your undies. It's been proven. Of course, most of the times there's a good chance you'll die, but you can do it. But you won't die as fast as watching Mega Man rip his skin off. So you're comparing a power suit to a fucking robot. Robot. That argument was dead before it even started. I mean, one guy can take off his armor, and the robot can't take off this fucking armor because it's his fucking skin. So, yeah, the basic thing that happens to a lot of people is that there's a good chance that when you burn a lot of people, they tend to stick to it. And with the whole DRM thing. And this happened before the PlayStation 3, where Sony wanted to stick a whole shit, was planning on sticking a whole shitload of DRM on their PS3, and a bunch of people yelled and screamed, and then Sony reversed that policy before the PS3 even came out. Yeah, that did happen. But the other thing that stopped the PS3 and made it into the terrible piece of shit it was A, it had a cell processor, shitty RAM. Xbox One is suffering from not being very powerful and shitty RAM, but it's also the two systems between the PS3 and Xbox One are also suffering from being overpriced. The PS3 being more overpriced because when the PS3 came out, the console costed about $600, and each game was mostly about $80. Yeah, try swallowing that pill. Mainly due to the Blu-ray hardware shit. Yeah, Microsoft really ate a bullet on that one. And there's a good chunk of their of Xbox One's games that are going to probably not even be released on launch, except for the whole basics. Yeah, I know Titanfall and I think that Rise game will be available on launch, but that's it. I mean, great. Just another QuickTime event. Great. The Kinect must always be on, so it's not just the DRM, which thankfully was removed, even though some people are going to be still pissed about that for a while. But it's also the whole privacy issue, which this person failed to ignore. And of course, as I stated, price. You know, $500 is a lot. Yeah, I mean, the PS4 400 is just $100 lesser, but it's still a better deal, and it's more powerful. So I get a fucking Xbox One. And not forgetting that there were other forms of certain things out there, like HTML developing, where Microsoft decided to screw a whole bunch of people. Fuck you, Microsoft. Of course, they ended up landing in a monopoly trial where they were screwing a shitload of people over. How well did Internet Explorer work out? How well is it working out now? Yeah, figured. Of course, that immensely stupid argument of Master Chief wearing a hoodie and him defending it by saying, "Oh, Mega Man, he had the same thing happen to him." Of course, Master Chief could take his armor off and run around fucking butt naked in the desert, and a fucking robot's armor is his fucking skin, and take that fucking armor on off. You pretty much are just looking at the meat of the android, who will probably die even sooner. That's all. Thank you for your time. Yeah, and thanks for the good laughs, Blackmon. You're pretty funny, even though you kind of failed on this troll. See ya.